All right, so let's start in our nice seats. And just kind of shift into those sits bones a little bit, and we'll start working from the head down. Just make sure you're not crossing your bones over each other. If it feels better to have a leg extended out to the side, that is always a nice option as well. And see if you can just shift your rib cage from side to side. Like you're shifting your weight from one sits bone to the other one. And then as you continue that shift, see if you can start reaching your shoulder across. So right shoulder reaches toward left, and then just going side to side. So we're still shifting the ribs, dropping the chest lower toward the knee, and reaching the front of the shoulder across. Continuing to get more depth into it as we feel those spaces open. And then we'll hold that left shoulder over toward that right knee. You're pushing against the inner thigh. See if you can get a little deeper, dropping nose toward knee and breathing. And then on your exhale, as you bring that left shoulder up, give it a big shoulder roll back. And then right hand presses into left, right thigh. Right shoulder reaches across to the left. Dropping nose to knee on that side. A deep breath. Then as you release, right shoulder does a big roll back. We find the sits bones. We reach all the way up to the sky, turning our palms to the ceiling, lift out of the side to the waist. Then on your exhale, left hand pulls the right side over. We'll keep that right palm rotated up, drop those left fingertips, lower your left elbow, and continue to reach that right side over. Nudging the shoulder back over the ear if you can, keeping the sits bone anchored. And then those right fingertips will reach across to the left. Maybe they find the ground, they don't have to. It can just be a reach. And work towards bringing the back of that shoulder across. Still trying to anchor the sits bones, feeling that move all the way down the back of the shoulder, the mid-back to the lower back. And a breath there. Then we open the right palm as we sweep it across. We come all the way up. We turn our palms to the sky again. Just really focus on lifting sideways. So just doing this, you should notice your right side feels looser than your left now. And then the right side pulls that left side over to get more space there. We nudge the elbows back, the palm is up. We lower the right fingertips. Make sure right shoulder and elbow soften. As we continue to reach that left side over, keeping the sits bone anchored, stretching through those fingertips. A deep breath. And then those left fingertips reach over into that right corner. So straight out of your knee, either just the reach or crawling fingertips if your fingertips can touch the floor. Left sits bone stays anchored. Feel it from the back of that left shoulder through your mid-back into your lower back space. A deep breath there. That open left palm will sweep across. We'll come all the way up with a deep inhale. Then we'll lower our arms down, roll the shoulders back, find that tall spine again, and just drop your right ear, your left ear to your left shoulder, letting it get heavy. See if you can nudge that right shoulder down a little further, and then just tip your chin in toward your left collarbone and let your forehead get heavy there. So we feel that stretch move through the back of the neck. Then the chin softens to the chest. Inhale there. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Nudge that shoulder blade down and away. Then tip the chin in and down, letting the forehead get heavy. Then the chin comes back to center. We bring the gaze out front. We reach our fingertips to the sky, take a deep breath. Then bend your knees in, wrap your elbows around the outside of your thighs, pull your spine away. So we have a nice curved spine here, belly is tucked in, tailbone tucked under. We press our outer knees against the inside of our forearms. Our head is heavy, chin soft. Then we pull against our knees and lift up tall. We exhale, we round. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we round. And inhale, we lift. We'll bring our hands behind our knees, uncross our ankles. Pull against the back of those thighs, find that lifted rib cage. With your hinge mat, keep the neck long. Just bring your feet out to boat for a moment here. Flexing your toes, spreading your ankles. Spreading your toes, flexing your ankles. I said that backwards. Nice lifted rib cage. Then we'll lower our feet to the floor. Sweep the fingertips to the sky. You lift all the way up onto those sits bones. Take a deep breath there. Then on your exhale, bring your left hand behind, bring your right elbow around the back. That left knee, look over that left shoulder. Nice rotation. Then inhale back to your top center. Exhale, rotate to the other side, right shoulder back. Left one comes across, still tall off those sits bones. Breathe into that spine. Then inhale, reach it all the way up. Bring your hands to the sides. Rounding forward, we'll come toward the front of our mats. If it feels nice for you to pause in this low squat position to release the arches of the feet and soften the tailbone, feel free. Or forward fold feels better, go there. We're going there anyway. We take a deep breath. We bring heels to ground. We let the knees soften. We let the arms fold over the top of the head. Your neck is just hanging out here. Letting gravity draw the top of the head down. A long breath. Then we'll bring our hands to our shins and lengthen through the back of the knees, finding flat back. Then try lifting your right heel a little bit, bending the knee forward, and really focus on just lengthening the back of your left leg. If you want to use a block there, left hand can press into a block. Just feel that lengthening through. Right hand is on the block, not left. Left hand is on your shin. Then we'll switch sides. That right heel comes down, right hand moves to the shin. We lift the left heel. We just want to focus on lengthening the back of just the right leg. See if we can get a little more depth into it with single side focus. Then we'll bring both heels back down. Find that flat back. Then as you soften into your knees, bring your hands to your thighs. Tuck your chin, push away from your thighs, rounding your spine up. Tailbone tucks under, shoulder blades pull away. We turn palms forward, we lift out of the sides and the waist. Soles of the feet are pulling in, we reach to the sky. Exhale, we open those elbows wide, let your head drop back into your fingertips. Lifting your chin gently, creating a little bit of a back bend, focusing on pulling your elbows away. Then inhale, lift the base of your skull back to neutral. Release your arms to the side, finding your mountain pose. Inhale, we reach tall. Exhale, we sweep the arms behind the back. The shoulders pull away, thumbs toward tailbone. Bend into your knees, let your head and neck go heavy. Then as you lift your tailbone, let your arms float away from your lower back to whatever degree you start to get some space to the front of those shoulders there. Maybe a little movement from side to side. Then we'll bend into our knees, fingertips to ground or on blocks. You're using blocks. Right foot steps back. We wiggle the ball of the foot away, creating as much space between your 2 feet as you can. Then as you tap that right knee down, keep the hip forward, press the top of the foot down. Right hand will come in underneath right shoulder or on a block. Left arm will go out to the side. We're still reaching the right hip forward as we push off right hand and rotate left arm up. Then we turn that left palm back and the back of the hand to the outside of the right hip. We nudge that left shoulder up. We're still reaching the front of the right hip forward, lengthening the hip flexor quad space. Then we release that left arm to the ceiling. We bring our left fingertips down to the ground. We tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, shift the weight, step that left foot to the back. Look down at your hands, widespread fingertips, middle digit pointed forward. Wrap those biceps, push away from the ground, reach your chest through, triceps turning away. Tailbone high, heels down low, a deep breath. Then we look forward, we step our right foot to the front. We wiggle into that space again. Then we let the left knee come down, hip pressing forward. Top of left foot presses into the ground. Left hand is directly under the shoulder. You can do fingertips, block, flat palm, whatever works. Right arm to the side. Push off left hand, rotate right arm up, and still focus on the top of that left foot, reaching forward, opening those flexors. Right palm turns away, it rotates to the back of your left hip. Then you try to nudge that right shoulder toward the sky, taking into that front shoulder space. A deep breath. Right arm then comes up and lands to the outside of the right foot. We tuck left toes. Lift left knee, shift the weight, step the right foot back. Again, finding those strong plank arms. Push away from the ground, lift the tailbone down dog. Wrap your triceps back, reach your chest through, feeling your heels reaching toward the ground. A long breath. We lift our heels, we come forward to our plank, we're toning into that core space. Tapping knees to ground. Hug your elbows to your ribs as you lower your hips to the ground. Draw your shoulder blades back as you slide your forearms forward. Elbows nudging back toward ribs. Top of the head lifted toward the sky. Pressing through tops of feet. Turn and look over your right shoulder. Inhale to center. Turn and look to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, ribcage lowers. Hands move to sideways, elbows in. Tone your belly, so lifting those front hip bones off the ground. Push to your knees. Then tuck to your toes and press through to your down dog. Feel those palms pushing forward. Reach your chest through. A deep breath. Inhale, we lift the heels. Bring the knees to that wide position on your mat. Big toes to touch. Soften the hips back. Child's pose. Focusing on the release of that lower back hip space. Forehead rested to the mat or in the back of your hands. Arms then can move to the side if they're not under your forehead. We take a long, deep breath. We side away. One more inhale. Exhale, arms move to the front again, spreading fingertips wide. Shoulder shift, toes tuck. We press through to our down dog. We lift the heels, look forward. Move to the front of the mat, any way that feels nice for you. Spread the toes, hip distance spacing, chest to thighs. We fold in half. Hands to shins, we lengthen. We bend the knees, we tone the belly, we round the spine up. Hands can support on the thighs at any time. Shoulders away, we land our mountain. Inhale, we fill it all the way up. Exhale, fingertips to the base of the skull or out wide for goddess. Inhale, we reach tall. Exhale, arms sweep behind the back. The shoulders pull away and down. We bend the knees. We lift the tailbone, let the arms pull away from the lower back space. Head and neck are hanging heavy. Inhale, we bend the knees, fingertips to ground. Step your right foot back. Wiggle into that long space. Right knee taps down, right hand under right shoulder. Tented fingertips, a block or flat palm. Left arm out to the side. Push off right hand, rotate left arm up. Then tuck right toes and see if you can't push that right heel back, moving it into that longer lunge position. You should also feel that left hip gets more opening there. That left elbow then comes to that left knee. We rotate open that right hip. We reach our right arm up to the sky. Then maybe you slide that left hand down the inside of your left knee there. You can put a block on the inside of the foot and do support there, or you can stay with the elbow up. Whatever option works for you. We'll take a big push off. Left foot, stand tall to gentle warrior. Lowering your shoulder blades, release your arms out wide. Look over at your left fingertips. Lift that left hip up and back as you hinge forward. Just feel that lengthening through the back of that left leg, like your hip is pulling up and back. Then let your left hand softly land. Right arm reaches to sky, triangle. A deep breath. Then we bend into that left knee. Right arm pulls all the way to the back. Left arm comes up and over, reverse warrior. Lifting left side rib cage. Feeling that left knee reach up toward your pinky toe. Then we release right arm. We'll do big windmill arms as we rotate right hip forward. Finding that nice long lunge position. Then we shift. We step the left foot to the back. We land that strong plank pose. Shoulders back, palms pulling toward toes. Exhale, we press up and through, down dog. Palms pushing forward, tailbone high, chest reaching through, then the heels sink. We lift back into our plank pose, choosing to bring knees down if we like. Elbows in, hips soften. Back to that Sphinx, or maybe keeping hands there, finding Cobra or Up Dog. Hips are reaching toward the ground, pressing through tops of feet. Inhale. Exhale, we lower. Hands to sideways, tone belly space. Knees or toes to press up. Moving through plank to down dog. Palms pushing forward, chest reaching through. A deep breath, inhale. Exhale, we lift the heels, we bring the knees wide, we sit back into the hips, that child's pose. Pressing back at hands to stretch your wrists if needed, or maybe arms move to the side. Shifting into that space, feeling the release, a deep breath. A long exhale. Inhale, arms reach forward, widespread fingertips, shoulders pulling away. Exhale, shoulders over hands, tuck of the toes, press up and through down dog. Heels lift, gaze moves forward. We move to the front of our mats. Check in the foot placement, spreading the toes, chest to thighs, we fold. Inhale, we lengthen, flat back. Fingertips can be out in front of your toes or on your shins. Then bending into the knees, tone in the belly, hands support to thighs if you like, as you stack the vertebrae. At the top, we find our mountain pose. Palms facing forward, pull your shoulder blades away, strengthen through the feet. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, here's that goddess, fingertips supporting the base of the skull or wide open hands. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, arms move behind the back, a big shoulder roll. Bend into your knees, lower your chest and head. Then lift the tailbone, pull the arms away from the lower back space. creating a little more space each time you're here. Inhale, bend your knees, release your fingertips to both sides of your feet. Left foot steps to the back. We find that long lunge position. Then we tap the left knee. Left hand under left shoulder. Right arm out to the side. We rotate, reach up. Reaching the front of the left hip forward. Then tucking left toe, pushing that heel back, extending into that lunge position. Right forearm comes to right thigh. We press left heel flat. We make the leg strong, reach that left arm up. Try to stack it straight up over the right. Then, if it works well, right hand slides down to the inside of the right elbow, nudging that knee up toward your pinky toe. The elbow can stay on the knee if that's better, or you can put a block on the inside of right ankle. We push strong off our right foot, stand tall, gentle warrior. Really focus on that right hip bone, lifting and pulling back as you release your arms forward and back. Then just hinge to your right. Just feel that lengthening through the back of that right leg. It's your hamstring. Right hand then gently settles down toward that shin or on a block. Left shoulder stacked on top of right. We're still focusing on that right hip pulling up and back. Gaze is to your left fingertips. We bend into our right knee. We sweep right arm up and back, left arm behind as we look up into our reverse warrior. Lifting out of the right side of the ribcage. Strengthening through those legs. We release left arm. Make big windmill arms, rotating left hip forward. Shifting our weight, stepping the right foot back. We find our plank. Exhale, we press up and through, down dog, chest reaching through. Inhale, heels lift, we come to our plank. Knees or toes, elbows, hips, shoulders back, up dog cobra sphinx. A deep breath. We lower it down. We engage that core, hands to sideways. We push away. Press up and through to down dog. Deep breath. Lift your heels, bring your knees wide, soften child's pose. Let your forehead rest. Maybe press back the hands, releasing the wrists. Maybe hands reach back. Maybe they even reach to your heels and tuck your heels in a little closer. Maybe you shift your rib cage, rock your foreheads. Take a long inhale through your nose. Take a long, deep exhale. Inhale, releasing the arms, tucking the core space up. We'll pull the shoulders back, move the hips to one side. Finding your tall spine. This way. Send your left leg out and place your right ankle over your left thigh. Then move your hands back and lean back to create space. I call this beach chair position. Step your left foot in. Then turn your hands so your fingertips are back. Do a big shoulder roll back and lift that tall spine in toward that right leg. Collarbones are lifted, the lower back space is lifted, reaching forward. Top of the head is reaching the ceiling. Shoulder blades are away from ears. Maybe you lift the toes of your left foot to create a little more space there. Should feel that through that right hip. A nice deep breath. Then we take both of our legs, we drop them over to the left. So that right hip rotates over. Push off your fingertips, try to come up taller. Maybe that left foot tucks under your right hip, or you can extend it out, whichever one feels better for you. Left hand comes up, it comes around your right knee. You turn and look to your right, using right fingertips to nudge your right shoulder back. Try to be up tall on your sits bones. A deep breath. Inhale, come to your center, to a gentle turn to your left to release your spine. Then as you come back to your center, gently bring the right leg out. Bring the left ankle on top of right thigh. Try to keep that ankle flexed so there's not any rotation in your ankle. We do beach chair first, leaning back, so we have space to slide that right foot in. Then we turn the hands around. We do that big shoulder roll. We lift the ribcage up and in, trying to come up tall onto our sits bones, feeling that depth of that stretch in that left glute space. Top of the head reaching the sky, trying to be rounded through the spine. It's lifted up nice and tall. Maybe right toes lift to nudge in a little more space as that hip opens up. Then we let both knees drop to our right. So that left knee is pulling across your chest. Maybe that right foot tucks under that left hip, or you slide it out front, whichever one works for your knees and hips. We've come up tall on those sits bones. Left hand stays behind, right arm reaches up. Right elbow then comes around that left thigh, give it a solid press. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Nice lift through the sides of the waist. Long, deep breath. Exhale. Inhale, turn through your center. Look over your right shoulder. Then moving back through your center, left leg releases upright. We'll bring our knees with us as we roll to our backs. Head, neck, shoulders all relaxed. Maybe move through that lower back space with some circles if that feels nice, or side to side. Then just give the knees a tight squeeze and take a deep breath, inhale. On your exhale, toes to sky. Let your legs sink heavy into hip joints. Widespread shoulder blades. Maybe happy baby or dead bug feels better, whatever works for you here. You can also do supported shoulder stand with a block under your hips if you like. Just feel your spine sinking into the mat. Back of the neck is long and rested, jaw softened, space around eyes relaxed. Inhale long and slow through your nose. Exhale with a deep sigh. And we'll gently release our toes. Perhaps butterfly leg is feeling nice. Try it, see how your body feels with that. Maybe switch to knee knock, especially if you feel any lower back or hip strain with butterfly. Or perhaps pop out to corpse pose, wherever your body's just feeling rested. Shoulders relaxed, neck softened. If your arms are off the mat and open, make sure your palms are up. Palms down with wide elbows, hands on belly, hand to your heart, or open palms over the top of your head. Long, soft inhale through the nose. Exhale as long and slow through the nose as well. You filling the lungs with each breath. Emptying the lungs with each exhale. With your next breath, movement returns to fingertips and toes, ankles and wrists. Knees pull toward the chest. Give the knees a little squeeze and then let them drop to the outer edges of your mat for some windshield wiper knees. And in any manner that you wish, gently move yourself to a comfortable seat. Allow those shoulder blades to release away from your ears. Remember, if you always come up and fold your legs in the same pattern, try switching it so we don't always sink into a pattern behavior. Those shoulders release. Take a long, deep inhale. Exhale it softly. Next inhale, reaches fingertips to sky. Exhale, moves hands through heart center. We take a gentle bow forward as we say namaste. Nice work, my friends.